Healthcare now becoming a top issue for voters heading into the midterms. A brand new Fox News poll finding that Americans have warmed to Obamacare. Take a look at the numbers, with more voters now saying the legislation didn't go far enough. And a majority of voters say that it is extremely important for a candidate to share their view on the issue. So is it too late for Republicans to regain the upper hand on healthcare? Here now to debate is Democratic strategist Antoine C. Wright and Republican strategist Loretta Lepore. Thank you both for joining us this morning. Loretta, I'll start with you. What do you think? Is it too late?
Well, good morning, Jillian. No, it's not too late. We still have several weeks going into the November election, and Republicans do have to ramp up their messaging. The polls that you're seeing at the national level are very consistent with what we're seeing out in the front lines, up and down the ticket. And voters in all races, whether it's internal or external polling, are telling candidates, we want to hear more about your health care solutions.
There's a lot going on right now, though, Antoine. So, I mean, I would think, you tell me, is it going to be hard right now to kind of get that message focused in?
Look, we've seen this for months, that health care is the #1 issue going into the midterms. We've seen this, I think, since January or February of this year. The problem is Republicans have damaged this issue of health care, and they are at the point of no return. They will be convicted at the polls in November for failing the American people on health care. It's amazing how after President Obama has left office, his landmark piece of legislation has become very popular, because health care, unlike many issues in this country, is not partisan, it's not Democrat or Republican. It impacts us all in some way, shape, or form, and Republicans have tried to make it a political issue, and they failed on the issue.
Would you agree, Loretta, that they've tried to make it a political issue?
Well, I think they have tried to make it a political issue, and I think what we're seeing is that we are not hearing Republicans talking about retaining Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. They do like the fact that there are individual. They are glad that the individual mandate has been let go by Congress and the president, but they do want coverage for pre-existing conditions, and so you see this kind of mix there among Republicans. Democrats have made this a mantra. They've created an echo chamber across the country, and they've been talking about, at the state level in particular, about Medicaid expansion, where Republicans are now starting to get in the mix and talking about the potential of using Medicaid waivers. So while Democrats want to have a government solution to health care, Republicans are trying to look at this issue as a choice issue, an affordable issue, an accessible issue, which was not what was promised under Obamacare, but was not delivered under Obamacare. So going forward.
It's funny to hear you try to walk back the issue of health care. You guys have failed the American people on the issue. Look, Democrats have something they can go on the offense for in red states. Conor Lamb ran on health care. We see Joe Manchin in West Virginia now running on health care. And now you're trying to pick apart the issue of health care and try to essentially fool the American people that you were not for this big effort to undo everything President Obama has done. And now people are dying in rural areas because perhaps there's no medical facility near them. Access to affordable quality health care is a bigger issue now because of Donald Trump and the Republican Party in their effort to repeal parts of the Affordable Care Act.
Loretta,
look, I don't disagree. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't disagree with you that those issues that you have raised are real issues. Yes, there is a crisis of health care in rural communities. I'm here in Georgia. We see it every day. There does need to be accessible health care in the rural parts of states and in the Southeast and in other places in the country. But we do know for certain is that, and this began before President Trump, that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act did not deliver on its promise. And so I'm not pulling back on what I'm saying. Yes, healthcare is very much the key issue, and we are seeing that in every single race, every single poll, that's what Americans are most concerned about. But it was in the wake of Obamacare that we saw insurance premiums skyrocket, that we saw deductibles skyrocket, that we saw folks that had individual insurance carriers, they were left with little choice, and they had to change their doctors for the most part. So Obamacare did not deliver a solution for our country in terms of health care. But I will agree with you that Republicans do need to step up, and this was a bipartisan situation. Both sides carry blame for not delivering quality health care solutions in this country.
So
Republicans need to step up with their free market solutions to health care, and they need to start talking about it now.
Antoine, a couple seconds because we got to go.
So, Loretta, why haven't your party decided to work with the Democrats to strengthen the ACA, fix the problems where it can be strengthened,
all right,
instead of trying to demolish or undo everything?
Now you're asking a question, and we're out of time, Antoine. We got it. We're going to have to hang on to that question for next time. Antoine, Loretta, thank you both for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.